ones. I handcraft skateboards for Life Skateboards. So look at that. Took your guys' advice, made a big old sign. Today I'm just going to be shaping some boards and maybe pressing some boards in the other room. If you haven't watched before, this is Life Skateboards. We do everything in-house here. We glue all the boards by hand. Here, let me give you a little tour before we get started. We're not going to be in here gluing up boards today, but we might. Sorry. So right here is where we glue up all the boards. Here's the veneer. Here's the presses. If we do load anything up, it'll be this one today. Here's the uncuts that are curing. And here are all the templates for all the shapes we've got. And then here is that website. Look at that. Made that super simple. All right. So once the boards are pressed, they're in the press for 24 hours. They cure for 7 days. And then Sam takes one of those uncuts. Sam's the boss, the owner man, good friend. Takes one of these templates, attaches it to that uncut by some truck holes he puts in here, cuts out the shape, and then this is what I end up with. And then I'm going to go ahead and go through each of the steps as I do them here on one of these boards. I try to see if I can make it so you can see the website. It is what it is. We'll go ahead and start out with this one. 7-ply. So when Sam cuts out the shape on the router, the edge looks like that, and we need it to be at a 90 with the concave. That way the edge router can round it off evenly. So like I said, I'm going to explain each step as we go along here. Happy Monday, bud. I'm going to explain each step as we go along here on this first one, and then I'm just going to power through the rest of them. When I get over to the Orbital, I don't have to have a mask on, and you guys can ask any questions you'd like. My head's doing all right. We'll see how it goes. We will see. I just went home and rested yesterday. All right. So we're going to take that edge and we're going to bring it to a 90. I walked off the side of a ramp, Andrew. It wasn't very smart. It wasn't very cool. There's that edge now. It's at a 90 to the concave, so we can come over here and round it off with the edge router. how to get put user in timeout. There we go. That's a quick way to get put in timeout. Alright, so now we got to clean it up on this drum right here. Sleeve is coming off. Give me a second here. I'm going to go turn the compressor on, grab the hose, and clean that up. Well, I'm gone. Check out that website. There you go. I'm having a harder time with the tripod than anything. Oops. All right, and we are back. All right, and the next step here, the Mac wheel. Cleaning up over here. See, Andrew? And then the last step, before graphics are applied, and Sam will be applying graphics, not me, is the Orbital here. Hey, man. That's funny, I was just thinking about making sure with Sam where your board was. Alright. Everybody listen to Morgan's Keeper. Morgan's Keeper has the final say. Morgan's, I said that. I meant Casper's Keeper. Oops. I gotta put my hair up inside my hat. Hurts my head. There we go. Nasty. Is one of these your boards? Did you order a board? If you did, thank you. I'm not gonna shut up though. That's not what I do. I don't listen to it, about getting a board, because you don't joke about that. You need to get a life at lifeskateboard.com, because then you can joke around with people and yell, get a life at it. So you're just advertising. You're not being mean. That's great. Hi, Sam. You like my sign, Sam? I think this is better than holding this thing up, because I can't hold this thing up and work at the same time. everybody. If you don't know, Sam Cook there is the owner of the company. He started the board company in 2012. I'm a very good friend. Best boss I've ever had. He's the one that makes all the skateboards. Built out big shop, got everything together here. Hey, thank you for Drone Life. I had to try real hard to read that. So thank you. I wish there was like a teleprompter so I could see the chat like over here or something. That would be nice. That would be neat. Is that a thing? I bet that's a thing. Seems like it's a neat thing. That would be nice. Sam, you heard the man. I need a big screen so I can see the chat. Because I can't. Because my vision's not the best. All right, we're moving on to these big guys here. I'm gonna pull up the tape measure just to show you. So if you didn't see, Slappy Trucks made a 13-inch truck. So we went ahead and, what is this? 14 and a quarter? 14 and a quarter. Because why not? 14 and a quarter. Why? Why not? There's your answer. You definitely want a board that big. I guarantee it. And with good concave and made by hand. And you can probably see it get shaped and made on live. Isn't that cool? Oh. And we're back. Yeah, this thing is huge. Hopefully Sam comes in here, man, so I can ask about that board. Because he was in the chat and I forgot to ask him. My bad. Oops. Alright. So we're just going to take these two through all the way. There's Sam. Hey Sam, is that mellow getting close for Spence? What was it? I think it was a mellow 9-inch pop. DIY. So, yeah. That just means good. Is it a pickle shape? I don't know. What did we name this one, Sam? XXL panhead? So, here's our giant press. Just want to show you guys. There's our giant press. We've had giant boards like this for a while. For a very long time. Then when Slappy made the 13-inch trucks, we made it 14, well, I think it's 15 inches, and we'll be able to make like 14 and a quarter inch wide trucks. It's in the studio. That means it's done. Well, Spence, that means I'm bringing you your board, I guess. The customer is in the chat, Sam, just so you're aware. So I'm just trying to let him know. Ooh, all right. Onward. It's not done. Well, never mind. Sorry, Spence. My bad. Only if it's hollow and you use it to get through the gates of some enemy force. That's the only reason we could do that. But, alright, never mind. My bad, Spence. It's not done. Sorry. Going to send the rest through. Hey, just so you guys are aware, Samuel Cook in the chat there is the owner of the company, so everything he says is a better answer than mine. So, the longest board we make, I would say outside of longboards, right, Sam? What is that? Where'd the tape measure go? What is that, 34 and a half? 34 and a half outside of longboards. Yeah, Sam is the man to thank for all this. Thank you, Sam. The barge template is, oh, that is longer. So Sam is asking about the barge template, as that will be the longest board we have. And that is an even 3 feet, 3 foot long, 11.75 inch wide monster, that thing. But these things are wider. Thank you. Appreciate you. Ooh. All right, so the next step here again is the, oh, did I miss this? Am I that tired already? I missed a board, guys. That's a big board. move on to the edge router here. If Sam doesn't answer that, I will. We do sell everything else. There's an option on the website, which here is the website. But there's an option on the website that says "Make My Life Complete." It's the price of a deck plus $110, and you get all pro parts. So $190 for a base popsicle with Ace or Indy, Spitfire. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. Ace or Indy, Reds bearings, Pig's wheels, grip tape, and hardware. Sorry, I was having a hard time with that one. Oh, definitely. We've got a few longboard shapes here. We've got the Surfer. That one's for a drop down. The stretch pan head there. And we do have the parts for that as well. So I'm going to go ahead and get to edge routing here. These are templates for decks. You'll see decks get shaped real soon. These things are monsters. You hopped in at the right time. These are actually 6-plies, so normally you see me hold the board like this. I'm going to be holding it like this, so the blade catches a little bit less material. this here. And I'll go ahead and try to answer some questions before I hop back to a thing that I have to have a mask on for. Tray flip on it. I have tray flipped this one. There's a clip on, there's a short for that. That one's 11.75 inches wide. I'll probably be able to tray flip the 6-ply version of that really wide one. Let's see. So I wrote a 7.5. You can fit 2 whole 7.5s on that one. Do I snowboard? No, I've never had the chance to. Just not something I've ever had the opportunity to do. I like miller flips and stuff, especially over humps, so I feel like I'd be able to knuckle hug. Is that what it's called? Knuckle hugging? When you like miller flip moving forward like a scorpion flip, but with a snowboard. I don't know, I feel like I'd have a lot of fun. I just haven't ever had the opportunity to. Go ahead and knock out these boards here. Yeah, sorry if I don't get to the chat too often. We've just got 4 boards to take through this, and then we'll hit them on the Mac wheel, and then I'll be back on the Orbital where I don't have to have a mask on and I can answer questions. So in the meantime, go to lifeskateboard.com. Check out what I'm doing. Maybe you'll see your board get shaped live. Who knows? This is going to be a workout. These are some heavy boards. This one. We're gonna move you guys over here. Get this respirator off. Dude, they have the 8-bit twin football. That thing is... Let's show it off real quick. Look at the template for this thing. This is what you're talking about. I have one of those that I bring around. You treat like this little edge of the tail. Like if you want to tray flip it, you got to set up like right there. It's crazy. Very carefully. That's how. So how do you make that? I'm sorry, Lord. So, are you aware that? Do you know what this is, Lord? Just curious. Somebody said these don't look like skateboards. These right here are not skateboards. These are called templates. See, this is how the shape of the skateboard gets cut out. Skateboards have lots of shapes, bud. We're gonna show you lots of them here. These are all different shapes. Longboards that are cut out square. Square. Like just the edges. Oh boy. You're a silly one, Lord. Oh, okay. So if you're referring to how big those are, we have a variety of different widths. This is down to 8 here. If you're talking about longboards, we've got the surfer. We got the drop down. Oh, your longboard is shaped like a surfboard. That thing that says surfer right there. Marion, you get a shout out because you said it so nicely. The square angles of... So, all right, Lord, I'm going to explain this one more time, and then I'm going to get back to work. So this right here is called a template. That edge has nothing to do with the board that you get. The edge of the board that you get is going to look like that. Is that what you're confused about? If that's what you're confused about, we sure are defying nature over here. I don't know. I think these are all natural looking. All of these shapes. They're all beautiful. Skate all of them. But I'm very confused, but you guys are gonna have your existential conversation. I'm gonna make skateboards. Cool beans? Cool beans. Thanks, Kit. Is that Kit from Q? I hope that's Kit from Q. I specifically designed my shape to be as weird as possible while still keeping functionality to make a point. Because if you can go to my page, you can see how I skate. It doesn't seem to inhibit me at all. Most unique board shape. Let's see, the aggro right here from Lou Ross, behind the sign there. That one's a beautiful one. My shape is pretty funky. And then here's a one-off that I did. This mutant here. I broke my leg on this board and then designed a shape that looked like the X-ray. No mistakes there, Lord. You're fine. My friend, Lord, I'm not sure. Man, that is crazy. So, I was very confused about what you're even talking about. Square, like the tails, the edge. I'm not sure. You can say whatever you want on the internet, but nobody's stopping you. I'm just making skateboards here, but you're gonna be okay. I promise. Professional standards, which is like my whole job. Be careful now. Real deep breath and realize that you're the only person that's aggravated in here. It's okay. We're all just making skateboards. This is a toy. Doesn't matter what kind of toy you like, but I'm making them here. Nobody's aggravated. We're just making skateboards. You're gonna be okay, Lord. everybody. Alright. I'm very confused, Lauren. I thought you were over here talking to me. I'm definitely gonna directly respond when people say things. That's just how people do. Deep breath. Deep breath. So you just asked how many plies on this. This one is actually a 7-ply. That's how they all come. But we've got 2 more over there that I'm going to finish up on the edges and the orbital here that are 6-ply. And that's what we would definitely suggest for a board this big, because it's going to be a little heavy with 7. I don't know who cut you off in traffic this morning. I don't know if you didn't like wake up to your right alarm. I'm not sure what's going on, but just deep breath, my friend. Deep breath. This thing is huge, isn't it? Watch the surface area. Time on the orbital. There's a lot of surface area. Oh my goodness. I see a paragraph over there, and I don't know if I'm going to get to it inside. I'm not going to lie. Whoa, now. Hey, Lord. You have a good day. I hope it gets a little better. If you're still watching, I just would suggest taking a deep breath whenever you're getting this upset. You're creating a scenario inside of your head that's making you way more upset than the reality you're dealing with should make you. So I'm just going to go ahead and put you in timeout. And I really hope you have a better day than you had when you were coming here. Oh, you're yelling at me now. Oh, that's all caps. That's a little scary, though. I really do hope you have a better day than you came here having. We're making skateboards, though. Positive, happy. Woo-woo. Don't cry, though, Lord. It's okay. Our HR department is a box of Kleenex. Actually, that's a good point. Everybody in the chat, what year did you start skating? I think that would be cool. I still don't know what made him mad either, but everybody sound off in the chat. What year did you start skating? I think I started skating in 2003. Let me think about this. Oh, wow. 2002. concave on that. That's awesome. All right, let's see. Yeah, shout out to all the OGs in here. I love it. Love having a big range of people from a lot of different places and a lot of different time periods. And they're all still skating. But you said tiny board. What year is this? I can't remember what year this is. I looked it up at one point. Look at that thing. Look at the trucks on that. Somebody said 88. I believe we have a shape for 88. Nope, we got 86 and we got 89. Oops, I messed up. Sorry, Sam, don't yell at me. Like one of these? That's a Volterra stuffed up there. All right, guys, I'm gonna rush through these 3 at a time here so I can get these done. If you guys have any questions, I'll be able to answer it when I get back to the Orbital. Whew. Grab myself my drink. I'll be right back. Don't forget, go to that website right there in the meantime. Check out all our shapes. Get the answers you want. Lord, if you're still watching, go over to Life Skateboard. You can find a longboard too. And I'm back. Lord always gets a shout out, guys. Pretty much. Hey, thanks for tuning in. Skate Vision. This one, I think, is sitting right at 13.5. However, this one is 14.25. We're doing some really big boards today. But don't worry, we got, normal boards too. All right. So we're going to go ahead and take this on the Mac wheel. I'm going to do these one at a time, because why not? Seems to be more helpful. Sometimes this thing is like a door, a picnic table. I think Jack and Rose would have survived if they had one of these. Yeah, I just made a Titanic joke. I'm sorry. Please don't leave. I just lost all my subscribers for making that joke, I'm sure. No, it is huge, gigantic. See, what happened was we had an 11.75, the barge, just because they were 10-inch trucks. Then Slappy made 11-inch trucks, and then Slappy made 13-inch trucks, so we had to make a board that was bigger than the trucks that were available. Looks like yep. So curved, in fact. Look at that. Look at that concave. Good concave. One of these is going to be mine or Sam's. I think it'll probably be this one. I will definitely post a video kick flipping it. So I tray flipped the 11.75, but I haven't had one of these set up yet. It looks insane. Thank you. That's good talking. Also, big shout out to Christian for all his support. Have a picnic with a family of 4. Play a game of Foursquare. came to skate. I mean, really, let's see. Let's do a test here. I want to check something. Just while we're on live, I want to. This thing has a 14 3/4 wheelbase, and it gets up to 14 1/4. It's almost as wide as its wheelbase. These things are insane. This is going to be so fun to skate. I can't wait. Can't wait. Straight across here and I'll show you. What do we use for the graphics? Started doing lino art yourself. Thinking of putting some designs on blank decks. We use, so Speedball Ink makes a lino block. I'm sorry, Speedball Inks makes a lino block ink matte. Check those out. So you were asking about how we make these. Here are the presses. Oh, here's some veneer. So we glue up the veneer by hand right here. Throw them in the press. They are under pressure for 24 hours, and then they cure for 7 days in a stack of their own concave. And then all this happens. So there you go. That's how the curves get there. Long press and cure times make it so we can achieve such a deep concave that doesn't snap back. Don't forget, go to lifeskateboard.com. Do one of your own for me. Also, huge shout out to everybody that's been helping boost my watch hours. I was at like 2,300 last time I checked, so thank you. Once I hit 3,000, I'll be able to do in-stream donations, things like that. Never been there. Never been at that point yet, so. But used to use vacuum tables. Yeah, Sam's always done the jack. Got 20-ton jacks underneath those presses. But I've seen some French glue lines for vacuum sealing. You heard it from the boss man himself. But the more boards you order, the closer I get to full time, and then I'm not struggling. But also, you guys are helping me get to a point where this is another stream of income on YouTube. We're getting closer. Like I said, just boost those watch hours up for me, and we'll get there. But here's this one. That's 2 7-plies. Ooh. Look at that. These are gigantic. Why? Why not? Just look at that. Hold on, I want to see if I can... Give me a second. Let me see if I can find a barge lying around here. Just take a look at this. Let's guess how wide this is. This one here. I want to hear guesses. And then I'm going to measure it. All right? Guesses. Wow, one of you got it. What did Sam say? Monetize Casper. Yay! Help do that for me. Sanjay said I should shout him out, and I hope I said your name right. All right. Drum roll. 11. That was like not the guessing game that I thought it would be. Sorry, guys. Oops. This is the first print of this cool graphic. We got a bunch of first print boards in the other room that we will eventually put up on the wall. I keep saying eventually, and then eventually, it'll eventually come. All right. All right, so we got 2 6-ply boards left here. They would be. Let's see, I set up the barge, which is 11.75 with the 11-inch slappies, and I put the Dogtown K9 wheels with the 1/4-inch overhang on them. I think that setup is really, really comfy. Seems to match everything really well. I'm interested to see how the 13-inch slappy trucks match up with these guys. Let's take a guess though. How wide is this one? I'm gonna shape the edges on this one and come back and collect guesses, alright? And we're going for width at the truck bed. Right there, alright? Guys, I'm going to shape the nose and tail, and then I'm going to get back to your final answers. How wide is it? Get your final answers in on the width here. I'm going to hit it over here. Thanks. Good question, Steven. just have this on the Orbital left. Here's your final answers on the width for this thing. It's massive. Shipping is a flat rate. Sam, you should answer that question. International shipping sucks, but it's a flat rate. All right, we got... Everybody's in the right range there. This one is dead on at 14 inches wide. It's a 6-ply, which if you're getting a board this wide, highly suggest getting that as a 6-ply. That's the boss man there. There's the answer I needed. International shipping to Canada is a flat rate of $75. So order with some friends to offset that. Right, exactly. So since it is a flat rate, you get a good deal if you're ordering multiple. There's your kickflip. Board companies do you get the opportunity to watch your board get made on live and have the owner of the company in the chat with you answering questions for you live? That's some direct customer relations. Welcome to Life Skateboard. We do it right. Yeah, you guys are definitely gonna have to get a life. It's like getting cool shapes and having a good board. It's the best. Sam, this is a lot of surface area. That is my only complaint making these big ones. The surface area. I'll appreciate it. I'll appreciate it when there we go. No, there's no difference between the colored layers and the natural layers. These wide ones here, we just only got them in natural. We've got the standards and up to, what is it, 12-inch in color, but it's just for aesthetics. Just for aesthetics. It just looks pretty. Big kickflip. That was my brain job too. Skateboards require a little bit more love on the edge. But alright, that one's done there. It's alright. Trolls are fine by me. It just means that the algorithm's reaching places. But, speaking of which, thanks again, guys, for boosting my watch hours. You guys pushed it to, I think it was 2,300 when I checked before the live. Watching playlists like that Watch For Me playlist I have set up on the channel helps a lot. Soon, these lives will be able to have links in them and super chats, whatever that means. Hopefully, I have everything set up correctly for that. If you enjoy what you're watching, share it with everybody. I'm on the last board here. And then I might end up calling it. Maybe coming back tomorrow to shape everything if I haven't heard from my side work yet. Trolls can't kickflip? I can. Maybe they can, though. And Sam, I'm gonna make you kickflip. I'm gonna make you kickflip, Sam. I honestly saw your name and was like, oh shit, I need to put my mask on. this is the last one here. So once again, go check out lifeskateboard.com. It's good concave, that's for sure. Catching up on the chat. You guys are rad. Yeah, this is good, isn't it? Life Skateboards, where you can get a really wide board where the concave doesn't feel like an accident. Oops. Was that mean? I think that might have been mean. I agree with you. I agree with you, no one in particular. Individual in particular. Isn't that what they said in Idiocracy? This individual in particular. But yes, I do agree. Like, the concave feels like an accident on some of the wider boards. Very deliberate here. Sam sent me a picture or a link of the Exzilla where it showed the side profile, and man, this thing just like dwarfs it. It's wild. Yeah, this. Hey Sam, can you maybe real quick in the chat explain how someone would get one of these boards, and I'll read it out loud when you type that out for me. Sam is the owner of the company, so his answer is going to be better than mine. Yeah, this thing is massive. I'm sure it can. We have an 11.75 that I was able to train flip. massive tails, tricks like pop shove-its feel a lot more, I don't know, they just feel more solid. Because you've got your foot deep into a pocket that is your entire foot. Yeah, I got other side work that helps pay the bills. Hopefully this will be my side work one day. Working with you guys. That's a good question. Maybe not this one in particular, but our egg roll is a symmetrical egg that's 11.75 at its widest. I'm sure we're going to do an egg version of this. I've seen Perry, one of our customers that got that board, do a, what he called it, the egg roll. I think he did. Got like into tail on a, got into tail on a curb, pulled it up into a tail block, and then rolled the board on its rail like that. I'm sure, I think that's really the only benefit I think of for shape. We did. There we go. Thank you, Sam. The Mega Roll and Mega Roll XL. That's what the shapes are. Yes, I like that. This is awesome. Love seeing what's happening. Alrighty. And that's that. Jorge said they can help us sell to Zoomies. No thanks. No thank you. Right, Sam? Sam, I don't own the company. You should answer that one. Sam, are you here? Sam's not here. He's in the chat. But give me 1 second, guys. I just want to check something. All right. I'm going to hop off of here. Oops. Clean up and get going. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Have a good day. See ya.